day we pack everything. I say goodbye to this place. And then head out and eat food and maybe hit up a museum before heading home.
Ready to do this.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, looking like a prison. It's freaking sick, bruh.
Hello everyone, this is Jack and welcome back to my channel. This is the final installment of our Texas Eclipse trip. We started off the day by trying to go to Not a Chance Burger.
Anyone who would give me money? Well, we're going here after.
But they had the location closed here, and luckily one of the people that worked here actually stopped by in a car to pick something up from this location and told us that there was a mobile version near a coffee shop just down the street. And so we walked over to it. I guess it was meant to be. So this is Revival Coffee. It is a Latina-owned coffee house that's located in East Austin. Owner Gabriela Bucio has a love for the color pink, which is on full display throughout this funky neighborhood, and it's a favorite. I mean, just look at this facade. So cute. Stop by and enjoy delicious house-made coffees, craft mixed drinks, and even pinked baked goods. This is a small, easygoing coffee and tea shop with an adjoining food truck courtyard and hammock lounge. So if you've been following my LA adventures, Not a Damn Chance Burger is a Wagyu cheeseburger collaboration between professional skateboarder Neen Williams and Michelin-starred chef Philip Franklin Lee of Sushi and Scratch Bar Restaurants, also Pasta Bar. This is located in Encino, which is where it all started, and now they have expanded into, 7 or 9 other locations across the country and even Canada. And let me tell you, circling back to Not a Damn Chance Burger, spoiler alert, this is the best burger that we've ever had, period. We had to eat quickly because there were birds that were scavenging around us, and then it was time to head back to the car because I had one more stop for us for the day in order to really experience Austin.
University of Texas. I think so. It's a nice school.
Yes, this is the University of Texas, and we were going to be visiting the Jack S. Blanton Museum of Art. This is one of the largest university art museums in the United States, with 189,340 square feet devoted to temporary exhibitions, permanent collection galleries, storage, admin offices, classrooms, a print study room, an auditorium, shop, and cafe. I also really love this school because it's literally down the street from City Hall. Blanton is voted the best museum in Austin's Chronicles Best of Austin Awards. Visitors get free admission every Tuesday, and check-in is required. This has been generously provided by the Moody Family Tree Free Day Endowment. The architecture of this space is very spacious, and the artwork that is on the walls and hanging from the ceiling was actually described to us by a volunteer at the time. We are starting out with really beautiful ukiyo-e Japanese prints, and you guys have seen my Japanese playlist where we toured Japan a couple years ago, as well as all of the Hokusai collaboration t-shirts we got from Uniqlo from the Philippines. There was a German Jewish artist who played a lot with geometric shapes and textiles at the same time, and it was a really cool vintage, actually antique by now, method that she used. I also really love how interactive this museum is. So the walls that are gradient in blue here are all resin, and they come with these slatted, grooved, tongued strips that join perfectly together to create this large wall piece.
And plaster.
Since the plaster is super light, it actually doesn't weigh much, and so this large piece is able to hang like so for a very long time. I'm going to take the time to showcase some of my favorite pieces of art that I walked across, and I've documented the description of most of the artworks here, so just pause the video if you want to read more about it. This is kind of just for me to remember why I like the piece so much and what it meant during the time. As with any art era, the history of the environment and cultures that the artist is representing influences their work and plays a huge part in our today's interpretation. I really enjoy how much light comes in that's natural through windows, and you can see a very nice view from here. I really like this artist who took photos of different things happening, activities from above.
Thought it was mountains, but it's actually a massacre.
And then a lot of the art here that is represented actually has some deep meaning, and not all of it is really pretty or has a nice story behind it, but it's very real, and that's the type of art that I like. It makes you feel something, it's very visceral, and it's raw, and exposing how the artist is translating what they've experienced to the viewer. For example, this missionary or missions piece was done by a Brazilian woman, and I really like the juxtaposition of religion versus money and economy and people that it affected during the times. Also, when there is an art piece that is as big as life, please don't step on it. I totally saw a woman stepping on the pennies, and it had signs on each side that said, please do not touch the art. Just be respectful of the medium that the person chose, and if there are signs that say you can touch it, they'll let you know. We will see an installation that actually allows us to touch things later on in this video. I really loved this painting. I just love the composition and the colors and how it's progressive going forward to the right. And although it has a little bit of political backstory, I just love that it is about female sexuality and family lives. Actually, a lot of the art here moving forward is going to be very female forward and strong femme characters because, well, I guess that's how I live my life as well. All right, these bells are what are attached to the legs and the traditional wear for a native tribe. And so these were the sculptures that I said that you were allowed to touch. You can help make the sound because the sound is what is sacred to them as they're dancing, and that's what they hear when they jingle around. We're moving right along throughout the ages with some cubism and some contemporary art. This one was really interesting because this showcased a marathon where the last couple dancing is the winner, but at what cost? Because everybody is just so exhausted at the end of it, and you only win a small cash prize. And no one is having fun anymore because they are forced to do it. Capitalism. Although I don't agree with a lot of how America was built, I do appreciate the art that came from early American times, such as landscapes as well as depictions of the Western days. Like, look at how beautiful these yellows are. I usually don't like yellow because it's kind of a bright, sometimes sickly color, and it doesn't pair well with a lot of neutrals that you might find in a home, but this is stunning, and I would love to see the sunset any day. And now back to the more Renaissance eras. I love a good still life. I love portraits. portraits because they really are the photographs of the past, and it gives us a glimpse of who we are looking at and what their lives were like since cameras were not invented yet. Okay, there's also a person on YouTube that has a bunch of historical explanations on certain paintings that she really likes. I don't remember her name, but she has a bunch of shorts that depict her feelings on why she feels a certain way or why a certain painting has made her feel this way. So try to find that here on YouTube. You learn a lot about art history in less than a minute. Most of them are tragic, but it's about how the painting has made her feel, well, that tragedy. We'll even go back further into ancient Greece with some pottery, and I just love the depictions of like the Hydra, as well as Nike or Nike, the winged goddess of victory. We have Athena with child, as well as some very strong women here. It's funny because I see on Instagram that a lot of people are commissioning portraits to look like themselves as if they were painted in this Renaissance time, and it's all digital. Some people make it with AI, some people actually paint or have backdrops that specify what type of feeling they want to evoke, or if they want to be a warrior, knight, princess, fairy, etc. And then who doesn't like a good pewter or silver accoutrement for their house? I'm not going to get into the whole why is religion about poverty when they have the best silverware, but you know, it's a thing. And then I really loved this Mexican artist. I just loved the pen line strokes and the width and the weight that he was using to really characterize all of the people and animals and settings in his sketches. It's just so fluid and masterful in motion. His name is Mencio Galvan, and actually this is his first time that he is exhibited in the United States. Unfortunately, he has already passed away, but he is one of the most accomplished draftsmen of the 20th century from Mexico. Thanks to a recent donation, the Blanton has the single largest collection of his works, featuring 46 rare drawings that have mostly never been on view before, alongside 15 works by his Mexican contemporaries who adopted his practice. He was mostly self-taught and largely recognized for his innovative subjects and experimental compositions, as well as his technical execution, employing several non-traditional techniques in pen and ink. All right, and the final aspect is the Chapel of Color, which is done by Ellsworth Kelly. And this is a bunch of glass windows and a totemic wood sculpture, as well as 14 black and white marble panels that are in this building. When the sun is really strong and hits the perfect angle, color will flood on the floor and the walls, creating beautiful, glowing spaces within the building.
Oh, that's the Wonder Woman thing, the Hawaiian Hotel.
All right, and we had a little bit of time before we had to return the car, and so we decided to get some early dinner because we didn't know how late we were going to be returning home to LA. And so we went to Veracruz Tacos, which is at the Lion Hotel. There are several locations, but it was breakfast tacos or midday snack tacos that was recommended by my friend Kyle. We got a bunch of different ones, as well as some drinks to go with it that was really refreshing and juicy.
Place. Alright, so we got watermelon inside of mangoes.
Mango.
6 tacos. And they got stickers. This is the migas. Barbacoa. Okay. The last one was steak. This one's barbacoa. Okay, al pastor, and they have the piña over here. Okay, this is the Doña Reina with the mole.
We took the scenic route to get back to the rental place to drop off the car, and it was a nice drive, although a little bit of rush hour traffic. We did have to refuel, and then we decided to actually get to the airport sooner than later, and it's a good thing that we did because holy cow was there a line. I think we waited 45 minutes just to get to the kiosk in order to put the baggage tag on our luggage that we were going to check in because of all the people that were exiting the state from the eclipse.
Oh, that's not for screening, that's just to check bags in. Not even going to there, we're jumping into that line now. You can tell we're on to the festies. Guess what, an hour?
I don't know. What time is it?
8:08.
Less. 56 minutes.
Wow, what a New Mexico.
Flying back home was the easy part. There were no delays, and we were really lucky we got the last flyaway spaces in the bus. We actually had to skip a couple terminals because we were so full. I guess everybody decided to come back on a Wednesday because they wanted to spend more time in Texas. It was great. There was nobody in the airport, but there was a bunch of people outside after baggage. Okay, if you're an Uber driver, please clear out your trunk before you pick up people from areas that are known for travel, aka the airport or the flyaway or whatever you have in your city. Seriously, if you have luggage, how are you going to fit any of this stuff if you have your stuff in the trunk already? It just is bad practice, I think. We had this to the airport in Austin and from the flyaway in Van Nuys. Anywho's, that is all we have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share so that other people can learn more about Austin and what to do there. Subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know when I have new content out. I post every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. My next video is going to have all of the goodies that I got from Texas, so stay tuned for that, as well as all the goodies that people made that was unofficial merch. Alrighty, and until next time, keep curious, everyone. Jack out.